I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rekah Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders which rule great millstone wow and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom ma abba baba. So this is Psalm 75 verse 1 to the chief musician Alta Skaeth. Let me see how to pronounce it. Ata Sheath, a psalm or song of Asaph, which is a Levite musician in the time of King David. Unto thee, O power, do we give thanks. Unto thee do we give thanks, for that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare. It says, when I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly. The earth and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. From what? Nuclear destruction. Whether you're in America or in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, you're going to get hit with fire. In America, it's going to be nuclear missiles. In the Valley of Jehoshaphat, chariot fire. It says, I bear up the pillars of it, Selah. I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked, lift not up the horn, which they have, Psalm 83. It says, in Psalm 83, it says in verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Which it tells you that in 2nd Ezra, in chapter 15, verse 10. Says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But it's talking about America, not actual Egypt, spiritual Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Which he's going to hit America with nuclear missiles, using its allies and enemies, NATO and BRICS. Now it goes into Zechariah 14 and 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall melt. It says, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth, which this is describing nuclear destruction. That's why as they stand upon their feet, they're melting. Their eyes and their tongue are melting in their holes. All right, this is the plague that the Lord is going to bring against the wicked and them that do wickedly. Psalm 74, it says, nope, it's 75. Psalm 75, verse 5, it says, lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but power is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. But Yahweh does this through his son Yahweh Shai by the holy angels. Daniel 2. In fact, I believe it's even in 4. Let's see. In Daniel 4, it says in verse 25, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwellings shall be with the beasts of the field, talking about Nebuchadnezzar, and they shall make thee to eat grass as an oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times 7 years shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High Yahweh, through his Son Yahushua, ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. See? So the Lord deals in the kingdom of men, and he gives it to whoever he desires. Which right now, the Edomites are ruling the wicked, and the Lord is going to take the kingdom from them and give it to the Israelites. So it says in Psalm 75 and 8, for in the hand of Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red, it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them, which they're going to suffer bitter slavery under the Israelites. But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the power of Jacob, which the power of Jacob, the true name of our power is Yahweh, and he gave us his son Yahushai as our sacrifice to cover the wage of our sin. He paid with his blood the cost to buy us and make us free from the wage of death. It says, all the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted, which it tells you when they come in like a flood. Isaiah 59, he's going to raise that standard. It says, I'll start at 18, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and forever. All right, now back in Psalm 75 and 10, I'm going to cross-reference that verse. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. So I want this one here, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. And it gives us a couple precepts, which I'm going to read. It says in Psalm 89 and 17, for thou art the glory of their strength, and in thy favor our horn shall be exalted, which we're going to have power. When you go into this, right, that word horn, all right, quadran, all right, horn, strength, rays of light. And we're literally going to shine, all right, which they know. That's why they have that movie called, I think it's called The Last Dragon, where Bruce Leroy, he glows with the light when he realizes he's the master. All right, see, it says down here, a ray of light, power. All right, and right now it's figurative, but it's going to become literal in that day when they persecute us. Going back to Psalm 75, and we'll cross-reference it. So we did Psalm 89:17. Now we're on Psalm 92:10. But my horn shalt thou exalt, which he's going to raise the standard. And this light that we radiate already is going to become so strong that it's gonna melt our enemies, as it says in Revelation. It says in Revelation 11:11. Verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. And that's why they're going to persecute us. It's because we're prophesying the word of Yahweh. Are we using? It says, these are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. Just, precepting on what is said in Psalm 89:17. This is Psalm 92:10. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn, which we're using the internet. I shall be anointed with fresh oil, which this is a new song. It says in Psalm 148:14. In fact, I'll grab that for you just to edify. Revelation 14:3. It says, and they sung as it were a new song, that fresh oil, before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Verse 5, and in their mouth was found no guile, no deceit, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh and Yahushua. Alright, so this is Psalm 148:14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, us waking up to who we are. This is the Lord exalting the horn of his people. And it's going to go glory to glory. Even of the sons of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh. Luke 1:69. And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, which is Yahushua. Alright. Yahweh gave us Yahushua, and we were given to Yahushua. John 17. It says in verse 6, I have manifested thy name unto the men. These are Israelite men, which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. See? So Yahweh, we were his, and he gave us to Yahushua. And Yahushua gave us his word, the grace, the instruction needed for salvation. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba.